Welcome to Chapter 20 of The Good Earth. As always, I will begin with a brief synopsis of the chapter, followed by some key points to pay attention to, and then finish off with some big ideas that the author is looking at, as well as asking some questions that I think are important to consider as you read the chapter. Chapter 20 brings the return of Wang Lung's uncle and his family. Wang Lung, of course, is not happy about this, but he realizes that there is nothing that he can do about the situation. His uncle is starving and has not slept for 3 days, and clearly he can't just throw him to the street. His uncle moves into Wang Lung's home, bringing his wife and son. Wang Lung's uncle's wife realizes quickly that Wang Lung is seeing another woman. We discover that Olan had not figured out what Wang Lung was up to, and at first she doesn't want to believe it. Wang Lung admits to his uncle's wife that he wants to bring Lotus to live with him, and she agrees to make all the arrangements. His uncle's wife and Cuckoo make an agreement together, and Cuckoo and Lotus move into Wang Lung's home into new rooms constructed just for them. Of course, at this point, Olan knows full well what is happening. But rather than argue with Wang Lung or cause problems, she simply avoids the situation as much as possible, disappearing with her children on the day that Lotus arrives. Wang Lung realizes when Cuckoo arrives that he may be bringing trouble into his household because Cuckoo is a schemer and is rumored to have killed the old lord of the House of Huang. Pay attention to the relationship between Wang Lung and his uncle and to his uncle's wife. These characters will be with us for most of the story, and Wang Lung will need to deal with them. This is one example of the troubles that money can bring. When you are poor, family and friends are only around because they like your company. But when you are rich, they show up for many different reasons. Pay attention to all of the changes that are happening in Wang Lung's house. The arrival of another wife is going to cause big changes and has already caused big changes. Lotus is very nearly the opposite of Olan, and Cuckoo is clearly a manipulative person. How do you think the family will react? How will Olan react? Olan is a quiet, submissive, and helpful person, but she is also deeply hurt and clearly capable of getting her own way. So, why hasn't she done anything so far? What options do you think she has? So, one of the big ideas that is brought out in this chapter is the behaviors and attitudes of wealthy men, particularly men who are newly wealthy. How is Wang Lung's behavior similar to and different from the attitudes and behaviors of the newly wealthy in your culture? If someone comes into millions of dollars or euros or whatever currency you want today, do they still behave in ways that are the same as Wang Lung? Or have things changed? An extension of this question is the idea of success and what happens when a person becomes successful. Does it change you? Does it have the potential to change you? Or is it more that success just makes you more you, brings out the true you? Different folks have different opinions. What's yours?